Hi gang, this is section 2.1 number 21. I know it says write it in standard form and graph it. I really just want to make sure you can graph it, but I'll write it in standard form for you. I'll show you the long way and the quick way. So if you don't want the long way, you could just fast forward this a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to complete the square on this to put it in its so you can see the vertex, its vertex form. So to do that, you first have to move the constant to the side. If there's a leading coefficient, you want to factor that off from the first two terms. And there isn't here, so now I'm going to go ahead and complete the square. The formula for that is 1/2 b quantity squared. The b is the coefficient of the linear term, which in this case is a 1. It's a -1 in this case. Okay, so I have to add a 1/4. Now this is one-sided balance, so it has to add to 0. So that means that I then have to subtract a 1/4 because this plus this is 0. Okay, so this part here you want to factor. -1/2, -1/2, that, okay. And then this is 4/4, which is 1. Alright, so that's the first part they're asking you to do. I'm just going to also do it the quick way now, which is the formula. So A is the coefficient of the leading term. In this case it's a 1. B is the coefficient of the linear term. So A is the coefficient of the quadratic term, B is the coefficient of the linear term. So I'm first going to figure out this. So negative times B over 2 times 1 which is a 1/2, which we already knew it. Oh, I should have written the vertex after I put it in the form. So the vertex here is a 1/2. Right, it's opposite sign of the inside, same sign as the outside, which gives you that. Alright, so now if you're doing it the short way using the formula to find the vertex, you then have to take the 1/2, you have to plug it into the original and solve for the output value. So I'm plugging it into here, so then I have to put it into x squared, then minus x, then plus 5/4. Okay. So again, if you're using the formula, you first have to figure out what negative b over 2a is, and then plug that. This is saying plug that into f to find what your y is, your f is. Okay, and we can see that 5/4 and 1/4 is 6/4, which is 3/2. Take away 1/2, that's 1. Okay, you can see that it's going to come out to be that. Alright, so we have the vertex. Okay, I'll focus it, just give me 1 second. Alright, so we have the vertex. Let me just write the original back. Alright, let me just look at it for a second, because not all parabolas have x-intercepts. They all have y-intercepts. Okay, so if you're at a 1/2, you're right here. And since the front of this is positive, it means it's face up. So it's going to look like this, which means it doesn't have x-intercept. So I'm not going to waste my time finding that. Alright, but they all have y-intercepts. Okay, so for the y-intercept, you're going to let the x be 0. Okay, so that's 5/4 or 1 1/4. It's really, really close. Now I'm going to do symmetry for this, which is tough to do because it's so squished together. So this point is a 1/2 unit away. So to find it's from the center, so to find this buddy point, I actually have to go like a 1/2 unit away on the other side. Okay, which would end up being 1 5/4. That would be what we would call point by symmetry. You can add more points if you want, but this is all I would require on this one. So again, you're going to have between like 3 and 5 points on these graphs, depending if they have x-intercepts or not. So vertex, y-intercept, point by symmetry. Okay gang, that's the end of this one. Catch you.